ちは人形。これは私の中を歩きます。Number 15. Kuchisaka Una. Anyone who knows Japan, or hedge clippers, know the slit-mouthed woman. She will approach you with a mask and ask you, "Am I beautiful?" If you reply no, you're mutilated. If you reply yes, she will then remove the mask and ask again, "Am I still beautiful?" Again, reply yes or no, you're still dead. Some say you can escape her by saying you're average, but then again, she'll probably never be happy. I wouldn't be either if I looked like a female Jeff the Killer. Number 14. Tsuruara Una, the icicle wife. This legend talks about a lonely man whom led a pale woman in his house from the cold, in which they began to fall in love. Then he started noticing that she never took a bath because she was getting quite stank. So her new husband threw her in the washroom and slammed the door and locked it. After a while, he decided to open the door. When he noticed nothing but a small puddle in a washroom, he was absolutely heartbroken, as he thought that she had escaped somehow. About a year later, he found another woman that he married. During the next winter, an icicle happened to be forming in one of the eaves of his house. He tried to knock it off, yet his new wife screamed when she saw her husband with an icicle embedded into his forehead. Hey, love triangles are hard to deal with. Number 13. The Trippin Bathroom. In Ueda, Nango, Japan, there is an office building, and inside that office building there is a bathroom. And inside that bathroom there is something that is scary as shit. One of the stalls is said to be haunted. When a person goes into the stall, it's perfectly fine until they trip trying to come out. So far, this has been caught on camera, but the real ending is kinda, weird. A psychic ended up getting to the bottom of this mysterious happening, and the cause for the tripping was actually an invisible dead body in the knee to chest position. Number 12. Kitsune. Kitsune is a type of spirit that can be good or bad, but for the most part they are foxes that trick greedy merchants and even some poor farmers. But Kitsune has another side that will make you put an electric fence around your house. Kitsune will possess a beautiful young girl and make a man marry her. If she is found out, she will either run or her husband will be on the sashimi menu the next morning. Number 11. The Red Room. This story takes place during the early days of the internet, where a boy was obsessed with the internet and was constantly on it. When he caught wind of a thing called the Red Room, his curiosity was piqued, and he went straight home to find it. A message popped up and said, "Do you like?" He brushed it off quickly and closed the pop-up. And it popped up again and said, "Do you like the Red Room?" He closed it again, but about after 3 hours, his parents not hearing a thing from him, they checked his room. He committed suicide, but during the process of mutilating himself, he painted the walls with his own blood. Number 10. Nopira Bu, or face powder. An elderly woman described with an oversized hat and a tattered kimono, who goes door to door looking for beautiful girls to give face powder to. If the girl happens to take it from her, as soon as she rubs the powder on her face, the skin will melt off her cheeks, leaving nothing but bone. It just goes to show you, name brand sucks too. Number 9. Nere Una, or the Snake Woman. She will hide in the ocean and pretend she is drowning. If, however, you jump into the water and try to save this so-called beautiful woman, she will spring out of the water and drag you into the depths. In some variations, she will hide in a filthy bathhouse and will slither out of the scum buildup. Number 8. Gasha Dokuro, or the Giant Skeleton. This giant skeleton is 50-foot tall beast that will prey upon unsuspecting roamers at night. Some say that his bones are made up of bones of those who starved. So he is a cannibal and thus will tear buildings apart to find himself a human snack. I'm sorry, but am I the only one who wants to slap a saddle on this thing? Number 7. Tino Mei. The English translation is a bit jumbled. Sometimes it means eyes and palms or evil blind man. Nevertheless, the translation, it is a blind monster with eyes on its palms. Some say that it was a blind man that was mugged and became a vengeful spirit to take revenge on those who wronged him. Innocent or not, this is also where the movie Pan's Labyrinth got their monster as well. Number 6. Cambodian Idol, the bald man. He is a perverted creeper that spies on young girls bathing and undressing. Depicted as a bald and fat demon, his origins are unclear, but one story will send shivers up your spine. A girl was washing and the water pressure was very little when she suddenly heard laughing. She got weary but pressed on, until she looked up and saw the bald man drooling on her. She had been bathing in his saliva. Sounds like the original pedo bear. Number 5. Hachisha Kusama, or 8 feet tall. Perhaps the Japanese Slenderman? Well, we may never know, because she preys on small children. She has a deep masculine voice considering her common female figure. She can possess a relative to fool a child, yet her height will never change. Don't worry, she only preys on children and people who watch puppet strings. Number 4. Neko, or Monster Cat. Like any other evil creature, he can shapeshift into one of your loved ones. Neko is said to be created by a cat living in a place for 13 years or more and over 8 pounds, where his tails will split into 2 and he will be able to talk. He will stalk someone and corner them. Then he will devour that person and take that form until someone finds out their secret. They're in danger of being devoured themselves. If there is a secret that is revealed, they will disappear into the night. Can I say it? Meow. Number 3. Tomino. This is the most conflicted and confusing urban legend. This is a poem written in the early 20th century. If this is read out loud, the person reading it will either die or something terrible will happen to their family. The story behind this poem is unclear, but it holds a dark and mysterious path. There isn't much to say about it, but even I myself could not make it through 3 lines of it and have completely forgotten a word of it. I feel so emotionally conflicted, I could hardly do any research on it. I warn anyone who wants to read this, please be wary. Number 2. Cowhead. This legend is very unclear, yet the only thing that has survived are rumors. They say the story is so terrifying you will shake for months until dying of fear. The real story was lost, and the bits and pieces have hardly survived, and even that isn't in English. The only story connected to this one is a teacher whom told this to his class. They ended up having a train accident which killed everyone except the teacher. Number 1. Perhaps some of this might be connected to a single thing, a special figure that had been remembered and forgotten throughout the years. The dark side of Amaterasu. This is a touchy subject, but one story claims that since she is the sun goddess, she has the ability to go dark, which she regularly does. She is described as a motherly figure, but she can also die over and over again, but will always come back like a solar flare. Will the true scariest folklore be when the sun goes dark? Hopefully she will spring up to save the day. You have been such a great audience, and sleep tight, my puppets.